Your Soul, a podcast of Madison Christian Church in Madison, Tennessee. We're talking about your soul and trying to figure out how to go through life well. We've been talking about several kinds of loves. Letter 214, one kind of love is to pour yourself into someone. My dad was disabled, and I didn't get a lot of masculine guidance the first several years of my life. And I was soft, a mama's boy. I didn't know how to do this and this and this. And then my stepdad came along and built into my life and made me a better person, made me more of a man. That was years ago. He's gone now, but I'm still grateful for it. It made a difference for me. So is that one kind of love? Yes. He spent a part of himself to build me. We do get to participate in building other people's lives. There are a lot of kinds of loves. Some of them are giving loves, some of them are taking loves. If somebody says they love you, what kind of love are they offering you? And what do they want from you? Today, let's talk about the kind of love that builds into someone, pours into them, invests in them. 2 Corinthians 12:15 says in part, I will most gladly spend and be spent for your souls. That's the kind of love we're talking about. This kind of love is a lot like selfless giving and a lot like lifting people up. This is what good parents do for children, and you'll want to do this for your spouse if they let you. This is what good teachers do for a few students, what good leaders do for a few close followers, real leaders, not power grubbers. This is Elijah for Elisha, Paul for Timothy, and Jesus with 12 disciples. You don't do this love with everyone, and you can't. Jesus himself did this with only 12, but deeply. Of course, you can't pour yourself into everyone, and you shouldn't try. Those few whom we do pour ourselves into, we need to be careful not to let them, or anyone, take too much. Even Jesus took time out, away from everyone else, to be alone and to pray. See Mark 6, verses 45 through 47. If he did, we sure need to. So what does this kind of love do? How is it different from the other loves? This kind of love overlaps with discipling and training. What does this love do? If you love someone in this way, you pass things along diligently. Deuteronomy 6:7 talks about sharing with your children the ways of God. This is what it says, You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. In other words, in all the ordinary parts of the day, when you do this, when you do that, when you go here, when that happens, talk to your children of God's ways. Why? Why would we want to deal with anyone this way? To pass good things to others, and for them to pass along to others in their life, so that they can be a good life. Yes, be a good life. I don't mean that any of us is morally good. Only God is good. I mean that when we're looking for a good life, we're looking to what God is doing inside us, rather than looking at the things that are happening outside us. Deuteronomy 6:2 says in part, that you may fear the Lord your God, you and your son and your son's son. We give, not so that person can get an immediate need met, nor for your satisfaction, but so that they can grow. This love has a long-term reach. It has a long-term goal, not to accomplish your objectives, but to help that person grow and be strong. If you want good things to happen to someone, you might say, I want you to have a good life. If you love someone in this way, you might say, I want you to be a good life. When someone tells you they love you, what do they mean? When you say, I love you.
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 When you say, I love you, what do you mean?